Introducing 100 Days of Code with Treehouse. What is 100 Days of Code? It's a long-standing coding challenge created by Alex Calloway, and it's simple. Commit to learning every day for 100 days. The amount that you learn in that short time frame will change your life. Whether you want to level up your skills or jumpstart a new career, commit to the challenge. You'll be shocked by how much you learn and accomplish. You'll have the full support of the Treehouse community of students working with you. We'll be sending you motivational emails, clips from our 100 Days of Code podcast, featuring advice, tips and tricks from developers, and so much more. There's never been a better time to commit to your learning. Join us.
Hello, Tiny Tips! Welcome to Lesson 3. My name is Amina. I'm a playgrounder at Crescent, and now it's time for my little fellow. And I just want to say, hello, Tiny Tips! The old Tiny Tips that walk with a cane, and the Tiny Tips that are like, just newborn. Say, I'm gonna call you Tiny Tips, and yeah. His turn.
All right, quite the intro. Welcome. My name's Anwar. I'm a designer, a developer, a teacher at Treehouse. Did you say your name and all that? I can't remember.
Well, if you need to know again, my name is Amina. And just instead if Kevin can't understand me, hello, Kevin.
Hello.
I can't wait to see you. So Karen speaks like this, and she will be monitoring the chat. So if you have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat, and then we will get them sent, and we will answer them as soon as possible.
Perfect. Okay, yeah. So if you caught that, Karen's monitoring our chat. Visit teamtreehouse.com for more lessons, more live streams, all kinds of learnings on UX, web design, web development. Let's see. Today is lesson 3, like Amina said, HTML and CSS for kids. Let's see. Website to share with you. That was what I forgot. Karen's going to drop this into the chat. GitHub.com/AnwarMatasir/HTML and CSS for kids. But again, Karen will share that with you. This looks pretty similar to last week, but I added some new slides. Here's a link where you can subscribe if you want to check out any of Treehouse's other live streams.
Ooh, fancy schmancy.
Yep, and we have a new set of Google Slides. So let's take a look at what we're going to learn today.
HTML, CSS for kids, April 24th, 2020.
That's right. So what are we going to learn today?
Our goal for today, add 2-time performance to our webpage, add a title to the head of our page.
Perfect. Good delivery. Very exciting. We have ignored our head up until this point.
Hello, Karen.
We mentioned that the body of our page is where all our content shows up. We said we'll get to the head eventually. Today we will. First, we're going to write some lists. That is, if the screen will go forward. There we go. We've been writing lots of lists, right?
To-do lists and stuff.
Yeah, to-do lists, schedules, grocery lists.
Just by the way, soon Mother's Day is coming up, so think about that.
That's a good reminder. We could add that to our list, buy Mother's Day present. Here's a list you might see in our house. HTML lists are important as well. And there's 2 types. We're going to learn how to do both of them. We have ordered lists and unordered lists.
Does that mean like the ordered pizza, not unordered croissants?
That's a good way of looking at it. That's not quite the distinction, but I like that idea.
Potato, tomato.
Okay. Ordered lists means you're going to put the list in order. So you're going to give it numbers, right?
Like mushroom pizza slice is 1. Croissant with meat is 2.
Yeah.
And stuff like that.
There you go. So you could rank your favorite foods, something like that. Here's a list that we might make that might have numbers. Here's 5 great songs. You can see
Joe Perry Project, Mark Velvet Pants, Dolly Parton, Jolie, Lil Nas X, Old Town Road, Blue Sweet, Hooked on a Feeling, and Donna Summer, MacArthur Park. And there's a nice little picture that's graphic that says, someone left their hair out in the rain. And just by the way, I'm wearing a onesie. See, look.
There you go.
Now I'm a onesie.
Perfect countdown. So that's a list 1 through 5, and that's called an ordered list. So we're going to need an HTML tag to make an ordered list. What do you suppose the tag would look like?
Well, I'm guessing it has square bananas.
It has square bananas, right? So we had P for paragraph, right? We had IMG for an image.
Yeah, boy!
What would you guess ordered list would be?
OLN.
Very close. OL, right? The HTML tag for an ordered list is OL, and that's going to tell your browser, we need to make numbers on this list. Then each item inside the list is going to be called a list item. So when you're ready to tell your browser that Black Velvet Pants is your favorite song, then you put LI, and that's a list item. So the code's going to look like this.
How did you do it to make it spin?
I didn't.
That's freaky.
I didn't do that. That was just some Googling before our lesson started. Pretty cute, though, huh? 5 great songs. That's a paragraph. You remember that, right?
Yeah, but my paragraphs are pretty sweet.
Well, that's true. This isn't the most exciting paragraph ever, but it is a paragraph. Then we have an ordered list, and you can see each item goes in. We type a square banana, LI. We have the square banana with the slash. What did you call this? Slanty mustache?
Slanted mustache.
Slanted mustache. Yeah.
Daddy.
Yes.
Why is it when we're in some of the slides are cut off?
Yeah. Thank you for pointing that out, Karen. I'm going to try to go a little less than full screen.
But like, why is it? I'm just wondering, why is it that so when we kind of do the text, like when we're not in the website, all of you folks, like you see the tags and stuff, and we do. But then once we actually go into the website, the tags like totally disappear. Why is that?
That's a good question. Let me make some adjustments here. Oh, okay. We got it. All right, so
Karen.
Thank you, Karen. Yep, we got a comment that some of the slides were cut off, and I had forgotten to switch my monitor resolution before we started.
What's a monitor resolution?
How many pixels the screen can show at once?
What's a pixel? I'll ask that after this.
Yeah, let's hold. That's a really good question, but we'll hold off on that one. All right, we'll answer that question you just asked about where do the tags go once you actually load up the page. That's an interesting question. When we have the browser open, we'll bring that up. All right, and you can see in my notes here, I don't have to type the numbers 1 through 5. They'll show up automatically. So just by being list items, it knows this is number 1, this is number 2, and eventually after number 5, /OL, the ordered list ends here.
In lists, when we go to the website, will it automatically have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Or if we actually want it to show up, will we actually have to type that to make it show up in the website like that?
That's a really good question. We won't have to show up the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It'll end up looking in the browser like this. Just the 1, the 2. That comes from using the ordered list tag. Okay, very good question. Then we have an unordered list. An unordered list is a list that you don't want to put in order, right?
Oh yeah, boxes and bullets, I know.
Yeah, right? You know that from Google Docs, right?
Boxes and bullets.
Totally. So if I have a shopping list, for example, I don't really need to put that in order if I don't want to. So this is, as Amina knows, a list I very much might make for the grocery store.
Amina really likes tortillas. You know, a big bag of tortillas lasts him a week.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, so here's my grocery list, bullets. The only difference between an ordered list and an unordered list, besides how it shows up in the browser,
is that it's like the ordered list. It's like the most important thing I need is tortillas. But on this one, it's like, you know, all of them are really important, and they're all too good that I can't put them in order.
Perfect. And what do you think the tag looks like for an unordered list?
UL.
UL. Perfect. Exactly. Otherwise, totally the same. It's just UL versus OL. So here we go. I have a paragraph.
Taco.
I have a taco. I have a UL. I have some list items. So it really looks really close in the code. The only difference is going to be UL instead of OL unordered list. So let's make some lists. All right. Can you... Oh, there's my...
I drew those pictures, if you're wondering, and I'm so
Can you grab...
better at drawing.
Do you remember we are going to grab our folder? For those of you who are joining for the first time, let me make one quick note, actually.
Yeah.
If you're joining for the first time, we are using a program called Visual Studio Code.
But
There's
others.
There are other text editors out there.
Slime
I know you love slime text. Visual Studio Code, you're going to find it at a website called code.visualstudio.com. You can go ahead and download it for a Mac or a PC. This is what we're using, and we've mentioned this in other lessons. Can you drag that folder?
Where's my moosey?
There you go. Click and drag on that folder, and... Oops.
One.
Try it again.
Stop being such a meanie, computer. What?
Let's see. Oh, yeah, it is being difficult here. I'll drag it very close. Drag it and drop it onto Visual Studio Code. Perfect. Okay. All right. So I'm looking at a file called README. This is for the GitHub posts that I make, so I can share these files with you. We'll talk about GitHub in a much later lesson. GitHub is how people share code with each other. It's awesome, but it's definitely more advanced than where we are at.
Well,
can you...
I'm just wondering now, now that we kind of have it, can people, can Mimi, my grandmother, see it?
Well, we'll call your grandmother after the show and ask her. She might be watching right now. Okay, so we have... Make that a little larger so everyone can see it. We have the HTML you wrote before, right? We have our body. What's the body all about?
Shoulders, knees, and toes.
Well, that's what your body is all about. But in an HTML document, what's the body all about? Do you remember?
A referee with a name that's Hickory, the referee.
Well, that's href. So body versus head. Do you remember the difference?
Body's more interesting because it has a lot more parts in it.
Well,
the head is just ears.
Close. Body is what shows up on our page. So you asked me the question about when we open this in our web browser, what do we see? That's our body, right? This is the page as you made it last week. And all of this stuff, we have a link, we have some paragraphs, we have an image. All of this stuff is in the body. And we haven't really talked about what the head does yet, but we're almost there.
Can I just say, I made by myself this week, I made s'mores banana boats. And I also made cookie dough hummus. It sounds weird, but it's really tasty. Ask my dad.
It was really good. What type of list would you like to make first? An ordered list or an unordered list?
I like unordered lists, so I don't have to
So you don't rank them.
Everything has feelings, so that's why I
Well,
don't rate.
that's a good philosophy. So go ahead and type a square banana. That's shift and the comma key. Yep, perfect.
So if you don't know, we call the whatever those are called square bananas.
Yeah, left angle brackets, but square.
What's a left angle bracket?
That's why square bananas are much more memorable. Go ahead and type UL. Oh, my.
Yes, good morning,
All right. My mom is watching. Hello, Mimi.
Hello.
Go ahead and type. That's going to be easier. Now that's going to tell the browser, okay, we need some bullets. Now we're going to have list items. Do you remember what that looks like? LI?
Wait, but is there a square banana?
There is. Yep. All of your tags are going to get square bananas around them.
So no one will feel left out.
Exactly. Okay. Good. You saw that Visual Studio Code gave you a drop down. You have to put in the closed square banana. There you go. Perfect. All right. What's the first item in our list?
But I don't even know what list I want to. They have chocolate in them.
Go ahead. Type that.
Can you type it? I'm very slow typer.
You need some help? All right. Let's see. CHOCOLATE. All right. And how about another reason? So every time you want to make another bullet, you're just going to do, yeah, you're way ahead of me. You got another LI. And
Booyah!
Right on. Yeah, every time you want another list item, there you go. What's another reason brownies are yummy?
I
mean, you've kind of already covered the main reason, but
their dessert.
Sure, let's type that.
Can you type?
You can type they.
They are
DESS. Oh. They are awesome. Very good. I like it. Any more reasons? We'll go with one more.
Because I like them. That's
Great.
why they're awesome.
Cool. So you can.
Wait, I need to put an E there.
Very good. Good attention to detail. You corrected your spelling. That's actually an important part of developing.
You're welcome, Miss McCartney.
Hopefully Amina's teacher is watching now too. All right. Yep. I like them. Is that what you wanted to type?
Can you type they're awesome because I like them?
Well, you know how to type your name. Amina likes them. Okay, pretty good. Now, we need to save our file. So if you take the mouse, click up top,
filing.
File, Save.
Feel me.
Okay, and then go down to Google Chrome.
Yoga.
And if we didn't have the file open, we could choose File Open to find it. Since you already did, there you go. There's a bulleted list. And the reason why...
why does it choose the font for us?
Oh, well, how do we choose fonts? Do you remember? We talked about that all the way back in week 1. It's not HTML. Yep, exactly, CSS. We haven't gotten to CSS yet. That's a really good question.
I do like the font Laura, and I'm pretty sure that's Laura, so.
Cool. Yeah, it could be.
Wait, how much reloading is there for
Okay.
reload?
So I have an idea for an ordered list because we need to have an order list, right?
Well,
let's type a paragraph.
Shouldn't we put an image for the kittens? Because I want to make a list about how kittens are cute in ballerina outfits.
Okay, well...
That's my ordered list.
Let's see if you can remember. So first, let's add a paragraph. You can do a paragraph that says something like, oh,
Oops.
that was a lot of returns.
I'm so sneaky.
Okay.
I'm sneaky.
You can type a paragraph.
Wait, it's...
Awesome. Amazing. Okay. So what is it? Cat ballerinas are cute because? Is that what our paragraph is? Oh.
Kittens. Look.
Nice indisputable fact. Kittens look good in ball gowns. Okay.
Wait, is that how you spell gowns?
That is perfect. Nice work. Okay. So if we wanted to put an ordered list underneath that about the fact.
But we need to put an image.
Oh, you want an image? Okay.
Yeah, because
What
some
is?
people won't know how cute they are.
In VS Code, how do you get rid of? And this is, if you're working with very long code, this is kind of a way to jump from place to place. I don't know. I've never actually tried to hide it. I'm going to try right-clicking on it. Nope. I'll have to look that up. Really good question, whoever asked that. I don't know how to hide it.
Well, its name is here. I know its name. Tiny Tim.
Tiny Tim.
Because everybody's name is Tiny Tim.
Okay. You want an image, so what's a tag for an image?
Yeah. Shift, square banana. Ing.
Cool.
Square banana?
Yeah, but remember the IMG tag needs an attribute. You need to tell it, now our browser goes, oh, we have an image, but we need to know where is that image. Very good. We're going to have quotes. The attribute is called source. Do you remember how to type that?
Wait, is that weird anchor thingy?
It's just going to be SRC.
SRE.
Oops, and that was awesome. We have an attribute which says, where is this image? And now, go and find us an image.
I'm using this mouse.
Yeah, I think that's...
In. Out. That father.
Okay, click on that. And then, do you remember how to right-click?
Oh my god, some of those. Oh my god, look how funny that one is. I would just
Amazing.
to see that.
All right.
I can't decide between it. Which one should we do?
Well, but you realize this is what the internet is like for everybody. You're supposed to be doing work. You Google kittens and outfits, and all of a sudden 3 hours have gone by because you can't decide.
Okay, I'm gonna go with that one because wait, that's like Princess Leia.
Can you hold down control? Image address a little bit lower. Okay. Yep. Let go. Okay. Perfect. And do you remember how to paste?
Control.
Actually, this is a Mac, so it's going to be Command instead of Control.
Yeah.
Okay. And go to Google Chrome.
Yeah, go Chrome.
And click on Go Beavs Forever. And refresh. Okay, so this is now officially the best web page ever. And we could stop right there because what's better than a kitten Princess Leia?
Nothing.
Perfect. Perfect answer.
Well, except kittens and tacos.
Well, it's hard. Life is full of hard
like
choices.
Kittens and outfits just total.
But we did promise we were going to make an ordered list, a list with numbers. So do you remember what the tag looked like for an ordered list?
First you do a square banana, then you tap. Oh, like.
Yep, you're getting so good at that. Press return to make some space in between. And then how do we make each list item?
We do a square banana. What you?
Oh,
Oopsie!
perfect. Okay.
Wait, is that an easy mistake to do?
Yeah, I mean, no matter, I've been writing code for, gosh, I can't remember how many years, 25 or something.
10 million.
10 million
I
years.
was born at the Ice Age.
So even back in the Ice Age, I used to make typing mistakes like that. It's super easy to do and never feel bad when you make a typo like
In the
that.
Ice Age, they were just taking sticks, digging in the dirt, their codes.
Totally. Can you add to our ordered list? What? Well, you're writing reasons kittens look good in ball gowns.
If you don't...
Oh,
Oops.
that's a lot of returns. Again, all stuff that totally happens to every developer.
Do I go here?
Yeah.
If you don't agree with me, you are N-A-N-A-S.
Man, so much wisdom in this document. Now, here's something interesting. Remember, you have an extra space here. But remember last week how when we typed extra spaces, nothing happened in the browser, right? The browser doesn't really care. You can go ahead and get rid of the extra space, and I think that's smart. But if you leave it there, the browser really only cares about the tags and the content in between. If you press extra returns, you won't see those returns show up. Okay, let's give one more reason.
What? But that's all they need to know.
Well,
I'm not giving them another reason.
Okay, so reason number 2 is going to be the end. All right, that is a perfect list. Can you save our page?
I think we can. You know what? I don't think there even needs to be a
Oops.
season 4.
Press, there we go, and cancel on this window.
You
Okay.
know what? Honestly, there doesn't need to be an episode 3.
Go back to
'Cause
Chrome.
I am This is perfect.
Perfect, very nice. All right, kittens look good in ball gowns. Can you scroll down?
Done.
All right, see how the numbers got there and you didn't have to type the numbers? That's because that's how the OL tag works, ordered list.
That's
Okay.
so cute. Did we tell you how we're getting a new kitten named Melon?
Melon, we get Melon next Saturday, and I can't wait.
Oh,
All right.
they both kind of have that M marking on their heads, but Melon's is darker.
So we'll have Melon on the show before too long. All right, back to the notes. We have a short number of notes left.
What goes in? But a zombie doesn't have a brain. It's, what? Like,
Yeah, the zombies are trying hard to think.
Oh, I know. But,
What goes in the head of our page? Now, the answer to this is kind of long, but let's start with what I think is the most important part of the page.
Guys, don't forget, you can't.
The most
ask
important part of the
questions.
head. All right, so we've talked about before, the body
The
is
head is, unlike the body, I mean, the head isn't as interesting.
That's just because you're telling the browser something. You're like, hey, Chrome, hey, Firefox, this is something I want you to know, but it won't show up on your page.
Is Firefox different from Fox News Channel?
Very different. Good question. How do we know what tabs we have open?
Why is that open?
Well, I wanted to bring up some samples. So let's say you had a bunch of tabs open in your browser. Oops.
What? It doesn't let
Well,
me
this
click
is actually a photo of the browser. It's not really the browser.
Sure, homie.
So in this situation, if you had Apple CSS PHP, and then the rest is cut off, but it's more information about
Just if
Treehouse.
you know, if you want to know what we were watching on YouTube, it's probably most likely cute cat videos or the synchronized swimming Saturday Night Live.
Yeah, that's
Or the cowbell skit.
yeah, all kinds of YouTube's full of good choices.
Mm-hmm.
Every page has a title, and the title goes in the head. So right now, our page kind of looks like this up top. It says
Boring.
exactly. It says where the file lives on my computer, but nobody wants to know that. They want to know what is the page about. So in the head,
Oh, that unicorn is so cute.
exactly, in the head, we are going to put in a title tag, and the title is going to say, Now people will know what this page is about.
Just by the way, unicorns are real, and if you think they aren't real, you are dead to me.
There you go. Well, hopefully everyone who doesn't believe unicorns are real just left the chat. Or just left the live stream. That's the word I'm looking for. All right.
They're dead to me.
So can you, first of all, let's go back to Chrome. And we'll notice that right now, it doesn't have a title. It just shows the name of the file, right?
Here, let me think of a title. Oh, I know. The best website that ever was made.
Perfect. So can you type a square banana and make a title tag? And again, VS Code gives us tag completion, so slash title is... I think that's a really good question. It kind of comes down to personal preference. Like some people would rather type the closing things themselves, the closing tags, and just remember themselves. I would rather have the help, though. I like the tag completion. And that way, when you type IMG, which doesn't have a closing tag, none showed up. Okay, so give your page a title.
Caps lock. The best website
Yeah.
on.
Pretty much true. I mean, you have brownies and kittens. I don't see how anyone else could disagree with that. The best website on earth. Perfect. Now, save.
File. Bow, bow. You know, honestly, I feel like
And go to Chrome.
if the next time we're just going to have to, we'll not even have to work.
And pour lemonade on your page. There you go. Refresh. Oh! Our page has a title. Okay. Really awesome.
But how do we get it to have like that little image next to it? Like how Go Noodle has that little image next to it and YouTube does?
Perfect question. That's called a favicon. It's a little bitty icon. That's what you're asking about.
Like,
it makes a picture go
is
there.
that like the Falcon from Star Wars?
Oh, the Millennium Falcon.
Oh, yeah.
You could make a favicon of the Millennium Falcon if you wanted. I don't have a favicon ready to go today, and we're about out of time. But that's an excellent question. That's actually another thing that can go in your head. So we can answer that next week.
We should do that next time.
Yep.
And you know what? I think I already know what image it's gonna be.
What's that?
Okay, I need
There's kittens and outfits already.
outfits. I am just gonna. Okay. Click on that. It's just gonna be a close up of that cat's face.
Amazing.
I think that picture is really funny.
All right. Thanks, everyone, for joining us. Hoping you learned a lot. You're learning a lot. Your command of tags has gotten really
And
good.
don't forget, I'm the best and prettiest person on earth, and I'm very perfect.
You forgot modest?
And modest. See ya later, suckers. Dad, stop. Dad, the show is over because I said it's over, so please wrap it up. Bye-bye.